As many of you know by now, the Bank of Canada came out the other day and for the eighth time in a year has increased interest rates. What does that mean? Well, what that means is the prime lending rate, which is the rate that the Bank of Canada charges your banks like an RBC or a TD, a Scotia, etc., to borrow money, has risen to 4.5%. Banks make money by taking the difference. So if they buy the money for four at a 4.5% rate, they might put it out in a variable mortgage at 5.25% or 5.5%, and their profit is the spread on the money. So a lot of people don't seem to understand that. Now, where this actually impacts the a homeowner, the consumer, is what it costs us to have a mortgage, say on a piece of property or a line of credit. And what's happening right now is for the first time in a long time, money is no longer at rock bottom prices, or the cost to borrow money is no longer at rock bottom prices. Historically, though, we're still pretty low. Now, one of the things that's interesting is, what does it actually mean in terms of dollars? Because percentages and dollars sometimes tell two different stories. The article that is in the that you might read here in a minute, put out by the Canadian Press, did an interesting calculation, and they said, for the average home price in Toronto back in December of 2022, was around $1.1 million. Now, what's interesting about that is, with the most recent interest rate hike, if you had a variable rate mortgage at around 5.25%, and it went up to 5.5% since a few days ago, you're actually looking at a difference in mortgage payment of about $127. So depending on how you slice that, for some people, that's their Starbucks coffee fund. And for some people, that takes a big chunk out of the daycare fund. So, we don't want to throw money around like it's nothing. The interest rate hikes generally bring out a lot of negativity, causes people anxiety. And with that, it causes a lot of people to rethink their financial plan. For a lot of homeowners, with the rates being up where they are, when it comes time for renewal, they're going to have to look at refinancing. That could mean a longer amortization, which means it just simply says the bank will allow you to pay the loan back over a longer period of time. And with that, your monthly payments go down. So my advice would simply be, just keep an ear to the ground. This affects all of us. The reason the Bank of Canada is doing this is because they're trying to curb inflation. No one's come right out and said this is a housing problem or anything like that. It really comes back to the inflationary period that we've been living through, and may continue to live through, for that matter. So if you've got any questions, please contact your agent. They can put you in touch with a mortgage professional, but don't be shy. These are real life worries. These are real life things that are happening, and they affect everything, not just housing. They affect all industry. The cost to borrow money has gone up, that we know, but it's hopefully, if you're financially sound, this isn't affecting you too much. And if it is, we're here to help. We can walk you through and definitely point you in a direction that will hopefully reduce some anxiety.